I'm Owen Nevin, head of the National School of Forestry, population and behavioural ecologist working with forest carnivores and forest ecosystems. My main focus has been brown bears and bear research over the last 15 years. We've been working in British Columbia with a population of bears in an area in Knight Inlet, following individual animals over a long period of time, looking at reproductive rates, habitat use, doing some satellite telemetry work, putting collars on bears and tracking their use of habitat. We've also looked at scent marking and their use of rub trees. That project has now developed into a PhD study.
My name's Melanie Cunning. I'm a PhD student at the University of Cumbria, and I'm looking at how bears communicate with each other. I do my research out on the west coast of British Columbia in Canada, at the same field site where Owen's been conducting his research.
A number of years ago we started using camera traps to assess behaviour and trying to access what the bears are doing when they're not being directly observed.
With the use of these camera traps, we're actually able to gain a broader picture of what's going on in the population, how they are communicating. And with the use of multiple camera traps, we're able to study a much larger area.
The camera traps let us assess how often the bears are using the trees, which bears are using the trees, and the fact that we've worked with this population for 15 years allows us to have some of the history of the animals, identify individuals, know their age, know their sex, and so that's led to some really interesting conclusions. We've learned lessons about how to manage tourism to have a beneficial impact on populations of bears. Recently we've been working with the Kitasoo Nation, a First Nations community on the mid-coast of British Columbia, to develop a project to help ecotourism operations that they're establishing.
I'm Phil Charles. I'm a research assistant with the University of Cumbria within the Centre for Wildlife Conservation. I'm currently looking at behavioural ecology of bears in Western Canada. Within the Kitasoo territory, where Clem2 is found, there's two bear species there. So you've got the grizzly bear, which is brown bear, and also the American black bear. Within the American black bear, you've also got an extremely rare subspecies known locally as the spirit bear. This is a rare genetic variant of the black bear, in which on average 1 in every 10 black bears are white in colour. This is caused by a recessive gene which is found predominantly in this area, but it can be found elsewhere in Canada, but the possibilities of this are extremely low, often up to 1 in 10,000. We estimate that there's between 300 and 400 spirit bears left in the wild, and there's none found in captivity, so it's really important to protect and to conserve this territory, especially with these bears present.
So we're taking lessons learned from brown bear ecotourism and looking at applying those to best management practices for the bear viewing that's being conducted in other parts of the coast. It's an important new development for us, working with the community in Clem2.